Your income depends on your pipeline. Your paycheck depends on your pipeline. So what can you do to 10x or 100x the amount of people on average per day that you prospect for solar? Well, virtual prospecting might be the answer that some of you guys are looking for. How many more people can you reach per day by phone than on foot? How many more states and cities can you prospect in and sell in by phone than on foot? How many times have you had to walk a homeowner through signing or re-signing docs on the phone after selling them in person, then realizing that you probably could have done the full deal on the phone? The short answer is yes, but it's a different skill set and it's not for everyone. Not every sales rep should switch to virtual, but every team leader or sales organization owner 100% needs to implement it in their business. And today we're gonna talk about why you should and exactly what to do. And if you're new to my channel and don't know who I am, my name is Rich McCoy. I am the CEO of Rebus Energy, a solar sales and training organization where I've helped hundreds of sales professionals close more deals faster and easier by leveraging psychology and human behavior with my courses and sales coaching, and Rebus Marketing, where we help other solar organizations get in front of more customers by supplying booked, qualified solar appointments so you can spend less time knocking doors and more time in front of customers who actually want pricing for solar on their home. So let's dive in. So why should you even cold prospect for solar virtually? Well, it's simple. Right now, guys, you don't have enough leads. You don't have a big enough pipeline. You need to understand that despite everything that could be improved in your business right now, the amount of leads you have is the biggest determining factor in any sales environment. Listen to me, your bank account is determined by the amount of leads you have. Your business's success is determined by the amount of leads you have. Cold prospecting allows you access to 100x more outreach than hand-to-hand on the doors. And the only reason more companies in the solar space haven't adopted to virtual cold prospecting is because it's easier for the companies to just write a check to advertise or to buy leads for vendors, which, by the way, you still have to pick up the phone and call, and even the freshest leads still need to be repitched and converted and need to be scheduled. So it's much easier to just simply pay for advertising placements. It's a lot harder to take the time to learn the systems and the scripts to get it set up, because the doors, in fact, they do work. The doors are successful and they will continue to be successful for a long time until legal restrictions come in and prevent that. But the doors are hard, the phones are also hard. It's a matter of choosing your hard and then which hard has the greatest return on investment. But it's also pretty easy to toss a polo at a brand new rep, give them a script, and then just tell them to have at it on the doors, right? The phones are different, but it's absolutely worth the learning curve of setting up. Why not start to control customer acquisition so that you have more predictable appointments, more predictable sales, and more predictable revenues? The way not to be frustrated with the low closing ratio is to have a lot of leads. It's almost like it solves all problems. Guys, when I have a lot of leads, I don't have to spend as much money on Facebook and Google advertising. When I have a lot of leads, it honestly means that my sales consultants, they don't have to be as good. You care far less about a canceled deal when you have a big pipeline that you're working on. Guys, when you have nothing really going on week to week and you constantly feel like you're starting from zero on the doors each day to build that pipeline, that is a very tough spot to be in for long. It makes a lot of guys feel defeated, makes it feel like this whole thing is just way too hard. But in actuality, you just need a good enough pipeline to work. I heard Grant Cardone say this a long time ago and I'll never forget it. He said, your income depends on your pipeline, your paycheck depends on your pipeline, your savings account, it depends on your pipeline. 76% of individuals in America live paycheck to paycheck, and over 50% of salespeople miss quota. Why? Because they don't have a full enough pipeline. Keep your pipeline full and it solves a lot of problems, I promise. So what do you need to get started cold prospecting virtually for solar ASAP? Well, first, you need a phone, a dialer. Here's 3 dialers that we've personally used at Rebus that have all worked great for us. Each did different things, just depending on the stage of business we were in at that time and what we were looking to accomplish. And if you've never used a dialer before, the basic concept is that you get an Excel spreadsheet or a CSV of leads, new or old, you upload them into the dialer, you create campaigns or unique names for that specific spreadsheet based on the lead quantity, origin, city, state, etc. All right, so the first option I'm gonna recommend is called CRM Dialer. That's literally crmdialer.com. This dialer is a manual and a power dialer. It is the most cost-effective option as it allows you unlimited users, but you still have to pay to add call credits for dialing and sending text messages. It's very customizable and act as a basic CRM. In my opinion, it's very budget friendly. I definitely recommend it to newer teams who want to get into virtual but are looking for cost-effective options. This is a great one. And then the second one that I recommend is called Just Call. That's justcall.io. This dialer is great because it has both predictive and power dialer capabilities. What that means is on a predictive dialer, you can have each rep call up to 10 numbers at once, and then whoever answers gets connected. There's no idle time wasted listening to each call ring until connection or voicemail. email. Also, Just Call integrates with so many things that the possibilities seem pretty endless. But you do pay for users, phone numbers, minutes, etc. So it can start to add up over time. Number 3 is Close. That's close.io. When it comes to software products, I feel like the user experience and user design is the biggest determining factor on whether I personally am going to continue to use it or not, or really be able to get my team to use the product at the same time. In addition to it being very clean design, close.io is very simple to navigate. It has all the features you need and deep data reports to help you diagnose areas you guys want to improve. It might be the priciest per user per month out of the 3, but it is by far the best, cleanest product when it comes to dialers. I also should note that over the years I've tried many dialers. I've in fact built dialers from scratch, but I haven't seen it all. So leave a comment if you guys have other dialer options you think would be helpful for someone who's just making that switch over to virtual sales. So now that we've discussed options for phones, what does it cost to get a solid lead list to make calls? So if we're going to compare virtual solar sales in comparison to door-to-door solar sales, I would say that you can absolutely get cost-effective homeowner data, aka digital doors, for the cost of 1 to 2 full tanks of gas. You can get lists of 5,000 to 10,000 leads from anywhere from 50 to 150 bucks. Each provider and vendor may be different, but typically they will charge based on lead count and the age of the lead, such as if it's 14 days old, 30 days old, 6 months old, etc. But what I have found over the years is that most of those parameters from those vendors that have them, honestly guys, they're BS and you should avoid that. Also, you should avoid list minimums. For instance, if someone says they have a list of really piping hot leads, they're 7 to 14 days old, but there's a 1K minimum order, proceed with cautions. There's a lot to look out for when choosing data or lead list vendors. I give out my direct sources in my Build Your Call Center course, as well as the Virtual Solar Pro Starter Kit. The Starter Kit is for anyone looking to get the best leads and data, how to book appointments on the phones that stick, and then process from start to finish on how to close a full deal on the phones or video, and then more. But for now, you can literally Google search and find verified homeowner data sources and cities and zip codes you're searching for, and there are many options to start and get your feet wet per se. You can still narrow the demographics you're looking for by, again, homeowner, credit score, age, income, etc. So let's assume you want to try virtual prospecting without spending a lot of money. Again, the biggest benefit to the doors is that it's very cost effective. Little to no spending involved at all to acquire a customer. So let's try this. Pick one of the dollars above, pick one that has a free trial, sign up, pay for a small list. I'd say a minimum of around 3,000 leads. You should be able to do this with as little as $100. I recommend guys going all in at first. Give yourself 2 to 4 weeks of nothing but phone prospecting. That way you can learn and get a good feel for what's actually going on. Once you've gotten good at it, if it makes sense, you can go back to hybrid prospecting, which is some days you're prospecting on the phone, other days you're on the doors. But I strongly recommend going all in on the phones for a decent period of time without distractions, or switching it up for the best results. If you're interested in making the switch to virtual solar sales because of the time it saves you and the amount of people you can reach faster but don't know where to start, I created a free guide that outlines 10 steps to make the transition and to shorten the learning curve while doing so. The link is in the description below. In closing guys, again, to use the wise words from my man Grant Cardone, your income depends on your pipeline, your paycheck depends on your pipeline. So what can we do to 10x or 100x the amount of people per day on average that we prospect for solar? Well, virtual just might be the answer some of us are looking for. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If it was, please let me know in the comments below. And that's it for me today. I'll see you guys next time.